welcome to this week's edition of CGConnect, brought to you by Clifford, Gouldson lawyers. Over the course of my last more than 20 years in the legal industry, I've noticed a lot of people asking me questions about solicitors' professional conduct duties and conflicts of interests. And so I thought I'd talk with you about that a little bit this week. When you're acting as a solicitor, your first obligation is to the Supreme Court of Queensland, and the duty to that court overrides your duties to clients and to your employer. And what that means is that you must put your obligations to the court above all other obligations. After you've dealt with that, you then have certain obligations to your clients, and you certainly can't be in a situation where you have a conflict between competing duties owed to different clients. That's why when you're dealing with certain types of commercial transactions, you can't act for both parties to the transaction unless you have really clear, express written consent to act even though there's a conflict. A lot of clients don't necessarily understand this, and they find it a little bit challenging to figure out why my lawyer can't act for me. But the situation shows up when there's a dispute between those two parties. On the one hand, you as a lawyer have an obligation to share with the client, and both clients, all of the information that you have within your knowledge so that they can make informed decisions about what they want to do. On the other hand, you're bound by solicitor and client privilege and confidentiality. And so you can't share information about a client without their permission to do so. There lies the conflict. You're conflicted between, on the first hand, having to disclose information to one client whilst having to keep it confidential for the other client. And that causes all sorts of problems, as you can imagine. In that scenario, what often happens is that the lawyer has to refer both clients away to independent solicitors to give independent advice from that point of dispute on. That comes with an extra cost because obviously the new lawyer has to get up to speed, has to read the file or the material or information that's gone before, and that can come at some time, frustration as well as cost. So from that perspective, here at CG Law we always have very open and honest discussions with a potential conflict right from the get-go, and where we can, we work to avoid them. Anyway, I thought that might be some useful information to you about conflicts of interest and the sort of issues that lawyers have to deal with in their day-to-day practice. Until we speak again, all the best to you, your business and your family. Bye-bye.